Yo, what's happening everyone? It's me, it's Count here with a brand new Pokemon Go video. It's finally here. We are getting Niantic Wayfarer all across the world. And my goodness, this has been the moment that we've all been waiting for. We've been wanting a lot more Pokestops in rural areas. We've had to rely on Ingress players for the longest time. And now finally, as Pokemon Go players, we can actually submit Pokestops and have a review system that actually works for us. I can't wait to talk about this. It's something that I've been just waiting for pretty much since the beginning of the game. Let's jump right into it. Let's talk about the Niantic Wayfarer system. So yeah, just like I mentioned, yesterday we got the Niantic Wayfarer system released worldwide. At least here in the United States, we've had it unlocked. I know for a lot of other different places, it's been rolling out slowly, but worldwide, we finally have the Niantic Wayfarer system. And in order to access this system, you need to be level 40. You need to have a Google account that's attached to a level 40 Pokemon Go account. And I think also it works for high-level Harry Potter Wizards Unite players as well. But yeah, now we can submit Pokestops in game and it's pretty awesome, it's pretty fluid. And then on top of that, we can actually review Pokestop submissions as well. Now I've gone through and reviewed quite a lot of different Pokestop submissions, mainly because I wanted to see how the system actually works. I never got to be part of the Portal Ingress, whatever it was called, like the OPR. Like I never got to experience what it was like to actually review Pokestop submissions, like portal submissions, and I wanted to dip my feet into that, and my goodness, it's actually a lot of fun. It's actually really interesting. The fact that we are actually contributing to the betterment of this game is phenomenal. So yeah, I really suggest, regardless if you're level 40, regardless if you're not, you go to Niantic Wayfarer, the website. I'll link to it in the description below. You go there, sign up, and actually start reviewing because my goodness, it's just a really fun process. Now, of course, you do have to take a test in order to become a reviewer. And of course, this is because they don't want to have people just approving everything and they don't want people to reject everything. And if you are reviewing Pokestop submissions, I highly suggest you do not do either of those things. Obviously, you want to approve legit Pokestops, and then you want to reject illegitimate Pokestops like a jar of mayo at home or something like that. I've actually gone through and seen a couple of those, which is kind of shocking, but in any case, yeah, you want to be a good reviewer so that this sort of system doesn't get ruined and doesn't get spoiled for everyone, right? Like you don't want a few bad eggs just ruining a good thing. But again, the goal here is to make Pokemon Go better, right? So when it comes to certain submissions, I really think you should not be stingy. Like if you see something that can pass for a Pokestop, then just give it a 4 or 5 star. Like I see no issue in that. Obviously there's some things where you really do have to reject it, and I feel bad rejecting them. Like I did actually reject quite a few Pokestop submissions because I did not think it matched the requirements for a legitimate Pokestop. But for a lot of them, even if it was just a little bit gray, I would still approve it because, well, quite honestly, there are definitely a lot of rural areas that need a lot more Pokestops and gyms, my goodness. And the nice thing about the Wayfarer system is that you could actually see other Pokestops and other points of interest in the area. So if there's already a lot of Pokestops, then you know, you might run into a couple of duplicates, or you might run into a couple of things that, you know, may not necessarily be Pokestop worthy, and you could reject those. But if you see one where there's just barely anything at all, then you could be a lot less stingy. And I kind of like the fact that they're a little bit more transparent about that stuff, so that when you're approving Pokestops, when you're approving some of these submissions, you can kind of see what's going on in that area and gauge whether or not there should be more Pokestops in that area. And yeah, it might influence your review, but at the same time, it could be a a little bit more of a fluid system. Like, if you want people to enjoy this game at a much better level, then yeah, you should be contributing in a very positive way. Because for the longest time, my goodness, like even when it comes to spoofers, their excuse for spoofing has always come down to either being like someone who's disabled or it's someone who lives in a rural area. But now we have a chance to help out this game and make it a better experience. So if you are against spoofing, this is your way of contributing against spoofing, because I know a ton of spoofers who say they wouldn't spoof if their area was just a lot better, and we can actually contribute to this positively. Like if you see areas that don't have any Pokestops and gyms, well, you could be the one that adds Pokestops and gyms. Like, this is a really cool thing. I'm super excited about this. I feel like this was a long time coming. Like, quite honestly, I feel like this should have been in the game from the beginning. It should have been a reward for hitting level 40 early, and you know, quite honestly, I think it could work. Like, it's not too late to have something like this. It's been a long time since Pokemon Go has seen a drastic improvement in terms of its community, in terms of its rural gameplay. Like, this could potentially be something huge. It could revitalize the game in a huge way, because even since launch, the biggest complaint that players have had is that the ratio of gameplay experiences has differed so drastically between urban players and rural players, and people who live in rural areas, well, they very easily discard this game, or they just start spoofing because, you know, there's just nothing for them to do there in those areas. But now we can make a huge difference. Now we can improve this game and have it be in our hands, in our control. Seriously, the possibilities are endless. If you are not on Niantic Wayfarer, you need to jump on it right now and contribute. And of course, submit Pokestops as well. That's a key thing. Like, you can have, I believe, 7 missions every 14 days, and yeah, like, you should be using up those submissions as much as possible. Obviously, you do not want to submit illegitimate Pokestops. Like, I'm actually looking for landmarks and I'm looking for different buildings and unique structures around my area that are not yet Pokestops, and I'm submitting those as Pokestop submissions, because quite honestly, that's the best thing you could do, right? Is just provide people with really good submissions. And I honestly think you should avoid the temptation of trying to get a house Pokestop, you know? Like, you don't necessarily need that. I think your focus should be more on communities. Your focus should be on your local towns. Like, if your town is lacking in Pokestops, then it really is your job to create Pokestops for that town. To be honest, that's the best part about this, is that it's a hands-on approach, right? It's a hands-on solution. If we've had this problem for a long time regarding rural players, then yeah, it's up to us to fix that, and I love that feeling. So yeah, there's a lot of implications with the Niantic Wayfarer system now that it's finally out. We could see a huge boom in Pokestops locally. Like, a lot of people are reporting new Pokestops almost immediately, which is really great, but at the same time, this could have a lot of potential problems as well. We could see a lot of exploiting going on. We could see a lot of people just kind of working together to have a lot of illegitimate Pokestops, and it could kind of ruin the system for everyone. But of course, these are going to be small hedge cases, and really it's up to us to make sure that legitimate Pokestops get reviewed well. And of course, like, certain Pokestops that shouldn't be Pokestops get rejected, so that we could keep the integrity of this system intact. I really want to stress that point, that if this system is to work out really well, its integrity needs to be intact. So when it comes to Pokestop submissions, when it comes to Pokestop submission reviews, we really have to be responsible. So yeah, if you haven't jumped on Niantic Wayfarer yet, I definitely suggest you go and check it out. Again, the link to it is in the description below. I do think there is a level requirement of level 40, but it gives you an incentive to hit level 40, right? So if you are not yet level 40, then you should be playing a lot harder so that you can contribute in a positive way. So let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. What do you think about Niantic Wayfarer finally hitting live worldwide? And let me know what you think about my new glasses. I'm not going to be wearing these in every video, but I wanted to give it a shot because, my goodness, like, my contacts have been the wrong prescription for about 5 years now. So yeah, and it turns out I had astigmatism without actually having any lenses that were for astigmatism. So I was kind of flying blind for a long time, funny or not. But in any case, yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. But I really hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Definitely go out and be active on Niantic Wayfarer, submit your Polka Stops. Let's get this game populated with content. That's how it's going to improve moving forward in the future. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it, guys. I am Count Jinsula, and I'll catch you all later. Hey guys, before I leave, I have to give a little bit of a spiel. I mean, when it comes to the YouTube algorithm, it's extremely difficult to gauge how successful you can be on YouTube. Like, there are some times where I have a ton of views on my videos, and there are some days where I just have no views on my videos, and it really comes down to the YouTube algorithm. And there's a lot of times where I get dinged for some of the songs that I pick or some of the footage that I show, and unfortunately it's because YouTube's copyright system is a little bit broken. But if you want to support this channel financially, I highly suggest you check out my Patreon. A link to it is in the description below. Your support definitely helps me out, and it helps support this channel because I would love to crank out more videos and increase the quality, and for that to happen, I do need your help. So definitely go and check out that link. And yeah, big shout out and big thank you to all of you for supporting my channel. I hope you enjoyed this video, everyone. If you did, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe if it's your first time here, and don't forget that little bell as well. Check out the links in the description below. I am Count Jinsula, and I'll catch you all later.